Hey everybody, welcome to Halfbeard's HUD's Heads Up. Today we're looking at Hyrule Warriors on the Wii. The completely insane mashup of Dynasty Warriors and Zelda. So I'll be upfront about this. I really like this game. I think it's really good. But the majority of people who look at this are probably not gonna agree with me. Because, while this is in ways a Zelda game, it is much more a Dynasty Warriors game. It is a true blue Dynasty Warriors game. So, let's kind of show basic stories. Zelda Universe Link, not a Link yet. Zelda finds me. He's like, oh, that guy looks probably special. We should give him a green tunic. And they say, yeah, and then bad guys invade. Some stuff happens, and then some crazy bitch who's really into Link, but then finds out Zelda exists, and she's like, oh, I can't have him because Zelda's a thing. She opens up the world so that Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword lands all intersect with this world, with Hyrule Warriors Zelda land. Where that appears in the timeline, I don't know. And you're gonna go try to find Zelda and stop the monsters and, you know, the stuff. So why don't we go pick a level? What do we want to go see? Let's go see Death Mountain. I like Death Mountain. That's a cool thing to do. Oh, there's specific playable warriors for each mission. So we want to see Link. So let's pick a level with Link. In fact, let's pick a level. It's a good level with Link that's actually going to be like interesting to see. Let's go to Faron Woods. That's gonna be recognizable. We'll get to see the Deku Tree and get to be Link. They're like, you should use Magic Rod, but you know what? Fuck the Magic Rod. I'm gonna use the Hylian Sword. Because you guys want to see Link with the sword. He's got Magic Rod, though. That's kind of this game's big thing. Is that rather than having a ton of characters, there are apparently a bunch of characters in this, but not like the 450 or whatever you get from a Dynasty Warriors. There are less. I'm gonna skip this when we can. There are less characters, but each character has multiple weapons, and each weapon is like its own character in the Dynasty Warriors sense. So let's just jump into it. There's all sorts of stuff you can set. There's also finding. Where am I looking for? Warrior info. All sorts of stuff you can set, badges and weapon skills, and all sorts of cool stuff that is... Actually, this game has a really interesting, like, character progression system, but we'll get to that afterwards. For the meantime, we're just gonna jump right into it. Go fight some, I think we fight... Yeah, we're fighting moblins, or goblins, or whatever these guys are. I don't remember what specific minor Zelda enemy these guys are, but there are a ton of, like, the classic Zelda enemies. You will fight, the recognizable, like, weird dog skeleton guys from Ocarina of Time. You will fight a bunch of them. You will fight Stalfoses. You will fight the Zalfoses, which are the lizard dudes. You will fight moblins. You will fight plenty of moblins. Whatever. Yeah, nobody talks. They text bubble at each other. They're like, if Link can't talk, nobody can talk, so whatever. Also, here's a cutscene about stuff. Continuing on, yes, about the story of this game, which is kind of nonsense. Because it's a Dynasty Warriors game. I wasn't expecting much from the story, honestly. I kind of just expected to hit guys with my sword a bunch as Link. And I get that. That's what this game gives you. It does that pretty well. And she's like, hey, we should defend the Deku Tree, because the Deku Tree's important, you guys. And they're like, oh, alright, I guess that's a thing we could do. You can hear some familiar Zelda music going on in the background. There's some pretty good remixes of that stuff in this. And, as for gameplay, hey guys, this is a Dynasty Warriors game. Does it look like a Dynasty Warriors game? Because that's what it is. I'm mashing the Y button a lot. I'm doing a basic attack, followed sometimes by the X button, which allows me to do a bigger attack. Eventually a bar will build up, I will press the A button, and I will do, I think they call it a special attack, but let's be honest, just call it a Muso attack, because that's what it is. I can also use items, just let me throw out some bombs there. I can even use like the touch screen to pick items. Go pick this. Oh, I gotta go stop I gotta go stop these Deku Babas. And there is Zig targeting, which is weird, but it works. Where clicking the right stick or pressing L will allow you to lock on to like bigger enemies and therefore kind of focus on them, allow yourself to kind of do what you need to. It's a nice way of bringing that mechanic into this game. This game actually does a pretty good job of bringing, like, specific Zelda mechanics into things. Like, the heart system for health works, you know, just as well as you would expect. The L targeting works really good for the bigger bosses, and there are, you know, a fair number of big bosses in this that you are going to fight. That said, I mean, there is the standard use the item you just got to defeat them sort of thing going on, but also you're also just going to beat on them a bunch. It's not like the kind of puzzle boss fights you might expect from a Zelda game. They are still, they have adapted it more to the Dynasty Warriors formula than the other way around. Get all these Deku Babas. What am I doing now? Mission successful? Yeah, that you'll constantly be getting missions throughout the game to go do stuff like that. Just, you know, stuff to make the level proceed forward. I mean, just like every Dynasty Warriors game, but it's maybe made a bit clearer here. See it picking up rupees all over the place. Those are useful for things. Wanna go kill this outpost captain? Fuck you, outpost captain. Where's the outpost captain? There you are. Let's do a Muso attack. There you go. And it's what you expect, big old sword whirl. You can also see there's a magic bar there. As I kind of find magic pickups throughout the level, I'll build that bar up, and that bar is kind of interesting. That bar gives you basically a nice big status boost, which then kind of turns into. Oh, dodge out the way of that. Oh yeah, so you get this too. With bigger guys, you'll get a weak point meter, where. Oh, shit, I didn't get in the right place for that. Where if you can knock them out of it, as long as you're close, you'll then do a special attack on them, a special counter move. So again, like, that's very much a Zelda move. That's very much a Zelda mechanic right there. And they've brought that into this in a fairly interesting way. Oh, Hylian Captain's in danger. Yeah, that's kind of the one thing here, is that you're noticing there's not a lot of, like, different interesting characters. There is no... They don't name everybody, because there's just not... Like, there's not that many characters for them to, like, just be wasting names on minor, like, commanders, like the way Dynasty Warriors does, where every single fucking lieutenant, every guy who's not just a random grunt has some name that you can't pronounce. What should we do? The enemy's heading towards the Deku tree. That's probably an issue. I'm just gonna keep defeating all these moblins, or whatever these guys are. You also see them picking up, like, materials, those pouches. That also is part of the progression system I talked about earlier, and I will discuss exactly how those systems work in a bit. There are some curious systems right there. I'm just going to do this right off the bat. Where they've gone to a lot of work of kind of blending what has become the fairly typical Dynasty Warriors style upgrade systems, where you're fusing weapons and doing some minor power-ups, along with some more, like, Zelda-style mechanics. Specifically, it reminds me a lot of Wind Waker. The way they're kind of trying to do their upgrades there. And I'll show that in a bit, because it actually is really interesting. That said, I mean, none of it is going to change this part. This part continues to be a fucking Dynasty Warriors game. If you are all familiar with the series, you know exactly what you're getting. I do like how fast Link runs. There's no... As far as I found so far, I've not played a ton of this. As you saw, I'm only a few missions deep. I was kind of saving myself for this video a little bit as I was working on some other games. There's no opponent yet. You're not riding a horse, which is a pity, because that has long time been a very Dynasty Warriors thing, and it's the sort of thing that would work perfectly in a Legend of Zelda Dynasty Warriors game. And that's just something that's not here yet, which is something of a pity. That said, the characters run really, really fast, which is always nice. Pick up all this stuff. Oh, this is important. So you'll find items like this, where I've just got the boomerang power-up, where if you pick up one of those items, you then get a super-powered version of that item for a while, which you can then use to absolutely devastate guys. You can see this super-powered boomerang leaves all these whirlwinds around, whereas the normal one just stuns guys. Oh. Lots of slowdown, lots of stylistic flares, lots of, again, all the exact stuff you would expect from a Dynasty Warriors game. Yeah, you can see that's the normal boomerang. It doesn't leave whirlwinds or anything like that. Get those torpedoes. Continue to pick up stuff. And yeah, you're clearing outposts very much in the very much in the Dynasty Warriors Gundam style, where you're having to defeat a bunch of guys to lower down a bar. Lowering down that bar will then make the keep boss come out, and then once you defeat the keep boss, that is kind of the... That is when you'll be able to take over that area. Oh no, they're burning the Deku tree. That's a problem. It just kind of happens. Don't worry, there's nothing I could have done to prevent that. It's just... That is story right there. That is just them being like, no, we need a narrative in this level. Burn the Deku tree. Burn it down. Kill that keep boss. Pick up that arrow. Switch back to arrow. Oh. The touchscreen stuff's kind of funny. You can also use the D-pad, but, you know, you can't really move the D-pad. I find it hard to move the D-pad while I'm running around, and I want to switch items on the fly. I don't have to stop to switch items. Dynasty Warriors is not the kind of game where you want to stop and be equipping stuff. It's the kind of game where you just want to be moving at all times. My super-powered bow and arrows. Back, back, back. No, no, no. No. I actually didn't mean to press A there, but I'll take it. Whatever. I didn't mean to muso that muso. So as you can see, there's a dodge roll. Much like an actual Zelda fashion, there is no actual jump. You know, unlike normal Dynasty Warriors games, you're not jumping around. That's been replaced by a dodge roll or just a quick dodge. Each character kind of has a different one for that. What am I trying to do here? Put out the fire at the Great Deku Tree. How? How do you want me to do that? I guess I should go back to the Great Deku Tree and just take a look at it. They probably want me to see that it is on fire. I see that it is on fire now. This is probably an issue. So I think we need to go find the Great Fairy, and she'll go help us out. The Great Fairy does feature prominently in this. And those who know Tecmo Koei's proclivities for female character design, you can kind of guess what they've done with that specific character. They've taken an already kind of weirdly sexualized character and made it kind of worse. But whatever. That's kind of what you're coming to a Dynasty Warriors game for, in a way. It's what you expect. And that's fine. Put out the fire at the Great Deku Tree. I need to go up this way. So, right, I need to go up this. I know exactly where I need to go. We're going to run through some stuff, because I want to kind of blow through this level, because I do want to show another one at some point, but I do want to finish this. Hey, listen. Oh, yeah, that's Proxy. She is not Navi. That's kind of it. Why is it not Navi? Because Navi is not in this timeline. I guarantee you this fits in somewhere in the canon. I don't know where. An updated Hyrule historian will need to come out to tell us where this fits. What timeline this is on. It does definitely make clear that there are different timelines, though. I mean, that's kind of where... Like, the story involves, Ganon basically being locked away. They call it Great Evil, but come on, it's Ganon. We know it's Ganon. Being locked away. Also, I mean, let's make this level much harder. By fucking up this chicken. Juko has become enraged. And now the rest of this level will be much harder, but it's the thing you want to see. But where is counterattack? I ain't afraid of his counterattack. Where is it? Fuck you, Juko. Alright. Now he's laid an egg, and now the rest of this level's gonna suck. Yeah, see? There we go. But first I'm gonna pray to the Great Fairy. That sounds about right. Yeah, all the sound effects are perfect. Like, the sound design in this game is exactly what you want. You get the right sound sounds. Yeah, it's just got kind of creepier, and they've done weird things with that costume in exactly the ways you would expect. But yeah, all the sound design's perfect. You know, all the effects, sound effects, all the music, like, it's all exactly what it needs to be. The Zelda music is done with some really good, like, Dynasty Warriors style remixes, where it's like that dumb anime guitar doing the songs you love. Like, it all works. If you like Dynasty Warriors and you like Zelda, this game is gonna be a treat for you. It is for me. However, if you don't like Dynasty Warriors, again, this is not going to be to your taste, because it's a lot of Dynasty Warriors. It's just gonna keep it on, you know? Alright, what am I doing now? I'm running to a thing. Helayan Captain's telling me, yeah, things are awesome. Go run to the thing, Link. I'm gonna go take over this keep. It's what I can do! Fuck over this Gabito. Fuck you, Gabito. Oh no, don't do your thing. Ugh. Again, I guess if you press a Y and B together, it will also do that. It will also activate the Muso attack. Chuko has... Yeah, there's going to be Chukos for the rest of this level now, so... There you go. Eventually a golden Chuka will come out. Fighting that will provide good things for you. Alright, what am I doing? Where am I going? Tell me where to go! I don't have much time, and I want to show more! But I do want to finish this level. Because I'm not the type to quit a level early. That's just not that's not how I do. Alright. Gonna skip this. Just gonna run right through this area up ahead. We don't need to fight this Gabito. Already killed 1,000 enemies. Link is a straight-up murderer. This is the guy I want to kill. Fuck you, Wizro. He's one of the main villains of this game. Oh, he's left the battlefield already. He's a punk. He wants none of what I got. Wants none of this Halayan sword business. Also, there's the Gold Chuko. Gold Chuko! Get me some golden eggs. Though I think that wizard is not done yet. If I remember correctly. Yup. You wanted a boss, here's a boss. And of course there are plenty of the classic Zelda bosses in this. In this case, we got us a little Goma, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And you know, the first boss you fight is King Dodongo. You want your big fat classic Zelda bosses, this game will has them. No normal enemy, be on guard. Thankfully I remember how to do this. I just need to get him to look at me. Wait for him to do a thing. I need to remember what the thing is. This thing, followed by this. And then run up on this asshole. Nope, nope, nope. Really gotta work hard to get these weakness bars down. Go on, do it. We are gonna do this anyways. Show this mode. This is your magic circle mode. You get increased power for a little bit, as well as you can see Ava disappeared. I can do a special ultra magic finisher where I do a super cool guy thing, which hurts everything around. So basically, it's like an extra level of Muso attack should you need it. Oh, he's attacking the tree now. Gotta go. Gotta go fast. I really like some of these Dynasty Warriors style remixes of the classic Zelda music. I think it is a combo that works surprisingly well. Hey, do your thing. Yeah, oh, that's what I want. Fire it off. Now run up on him. And now do this. Special awesome Muso attack, because that's what it is. Not gonna call it special because that's dumb. I do, and they still got the, you know, like the awesome musical scale that goes up as you hit a boss and get onto its weakness. Oh, there's all these chickens around and they're a problem. Oh, I've got no health. That's not good. At least I can get a cool attack going. I get it. Just get the weakness in there. We'll get to see the awesome weakness attack. And these are different for each boss. You know, they will do one specific for like each boss. Like there, I'm stabbing his eye. That's really cool. I like that they do that. Oh shit. Gotta get in there. Gotta get in there. Can I do this with a quarter of a heart? Probably not. Do it again. Nope. Get him in real quick. Maybe I can find some hearts real quick. Gotta find a heart. There's one. There's a bucket. Need the bucket. Oh, fuck, it doesn't matter. Just get up on him. Get up on him. I can do this. Okay, this is way more intense than I was expecting. Yeah! Oh, that was fun. That was intense. So there, as you see, I'm farming all these materials, and there's one, and they're specific to each enemy. There's a grinding element to this, and we're gonna show exactly what I mean now that we're actually finished the level, and I can show the progression element of this. Once these characters stop talking, and Link's like, oh man, that was hard. What the hell is going on? Yeah, we're looking for Zelda. She has disappeared. And then there's also this girl who is also a sorceress and is like a part of the same clan as the evil sorceress who split the timeline, except she's good and she's healing people, and She's got like a book that's magic. Fuck, you know. And then we're gonna skip this movie. Yes, skip this cutscene. I have too much stuff to show and not enough time to show it. So yeah, you see I'm getting more weapons. Each of them have the same kind of, like, random attributes you expect. But I'm also getting materials that do all sorts of cool stuff. Specifically, oh yeah, you can set it so it posts to Miiverse every time. I figured I'd do that just because it takes a while to post to Miiverse. It's like a good 30, it's like a good, 10 to 30 seconds when it's posted to Miiverse, which seems like a long time. It should just be saying like, hey, he beat this level, go him. Yeah. Oh. So, progression stuff. You see Bazaar, we go to the Bazaar. These are separate for each character. We'll just go with Link. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Link. And in the Bazaar, you can do a bunch of things. First off, you can do the badge market. This is a really cool way of basically, it's like a perk selection thing where you can buy perks. See if we can find a character who actually can actually get a perk right now. Okay, good. Impa can get a couple. So you're buying these badges for each character in attack, defense, or assist, and they each basically unlock stuff. They unlock new combos. They unlock elemental defenses. They can unlock, in this case, like the duration of power-ups or how quickly you're able to take keeps. All sorts of like kind of interesting, there's all variable stuff, but like things that can really help out gameplay. And to get them, you need to farm specific types of equipment, of, you know, these materials you're getting from enemies, and kind of trade them in. So you've got, you know, there's actually a reason to go back to old levels. You're looking for, you know, specific levels that are going to have the kind of, equipment you're going to want so that you can do cooler stuff. You can see this, like, makes the weak point gauge diminish quicker. Like, these are all pretty useful things. So, and then in addition to using materials for that, though, you can also use materials at the apothecary, where you can make potions that basically alter things for the start of the next level you're going to go to, by trading in just 20... whatever, a certain number of whatever that rank of material, as well as some rupees. So I can change how powerful the weapons that are being dropped in the next level by trading in 20 monster tooths and 400 whatevers. Did that for what's-her-face. At the same time, I can also go to a training dojo. I can spend some rupees to level up people's experience. You can only level up people to the kind of the highest level you already have someone at, so she's at my highest level character right now, so I can't actually do anything. But for Link, I could spend some rupees, get him up to max level. That means you're able to kind of balance out characters to your needs, which is really useful. I'm always a fan of that. And lastly, you can go to the smithy and do the standard Dynasty Warriors thing where you pick a weapon, say, oh, I like the stuff that, I like the thing this weapon has slots, so I'm going to have it attached. I want to have it on this weapon that doesn't have anything on it. This one has got a bit more attack power, and kind of move along from there. You know, you're allowed to fuse different attributes, which, let's see if we can take a look at these attributes. You can fuse those different attributes onto different weapons, but it's got to have slots for it. And that's kind of the progression system. It's a pretty good progression system. It's very much in the Dynasty Warriors style of thing, but the badge market specifically, the badge system is a really, really kind of unique and interesting way to develop these characters over time that very much falls in line with the Zelda thing of defeating enemies, picking up constituent parts of those enemies, and then trading them in for stuff. I mean, in the Zelda games, it would be something like a bigger wallet, or specific kinds of potions, or something like that. Here, it's the ability to have, you know, the ability to kind of alter how fast you're doing things, or add new attacks to your attack strings, or whatever. And I think that's really interesting. Other modes in this game, aside from just your straight story mode, include free mode, which is what you expect. It's free mode. Challenge mode, which are like a specific... These are kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me of like the Killzone multiplayer mode where it changes objectives all the time. It's like that. You go into... It puts you in an environment and it constantly starts changing these objectives on you. These are pretty hard though, so it's worth doing those later. And then adventure mode, which is kind of like an interesting gauntlet mode where you're put on a very specific, like, you know, Legend of Zelda style map. And kind of you go around the map unlocking these squares as you go. Each one of these squares has, you know, different treasures you can get, including heart pieces for characters, which obviously increases their hearts. Some other stuff as well. specific items. I'm not quite sure what, like, the candle does, but, you know, kind of different items for that. All sorts of neat stuff. Like, this is a good way to give you, like, kind of randomized stages and all sorts of cool stuff to do. It's a neat way to kind of keep things going. And that's kind of this game. I'd like to show you more, but, you know, there are kind of restrictions on what I can show specifically. We will have a review up later. I've got to play, as you can see, you know, I'm not that deep into the story mode. Once I've gotten through more of the story mode, see what kind of characters there are, I will put together a game. I will put together a review and give you my full opinions. But right now, just from my initial thoughts, I really, really like it. As a Dynasty Warriors game, it's probably the best Dynasty Warriors game I've played this year, and I've played 3 already, which is a lot of Dynasty Warriors games this year. But it's probably the best one. I think it does. And as a Zelda game, it does not a good Zelda game, but I think it does really well by the license. I think the fan service is right where I want it to be. I think it makes good use of the assets and, like, just the tone of that universe. And I think it's a game that it's just interesting. Like, I really enjoy what it does. I don't think people are going to like it because people tend to not like Dynasty Warriors, which is, in my opinion, to their own, you know, to their own fault. I mean, I think Dynasty Warriors is pretty fun. It's a pity they can't enjoy that, but that's beside the point in this case. You know, if you do like Dynasty Warriors, pick this up. It's fucking awesome. It's the best Dynasty Warriors game this year, bar none. I mean, Samurai Warriors hasn't come out yet, so I don't know. Samurai Warriors 4, but as of now, this is the best one. I feel like Nintendo's oversight, specifically, you know, like Aonuma and Miyamoto's oversight over the Omega Force, you know, Tecmo Koei's Omega Force team making this, was a real boon. It took a lot of what you know of Dynasty Warriors and kind of polished it and added unique mechanics to it to make this more interesting. So yeah, as always, I've been your host, Halfbeard. Once again, this has been Hyrule Warriors, available now on, well, available, if not today, then soon. I think it comes out on the 26th. Available soon for the Wii U. I like it. So, yeah, that's it. Later, guys.